Hello everyone, and welcome back to this month's Your Opinion is Shit, where I read your opinions and tell you if they're crap or not. Because I am objectively correct on absolutely everything. If you too would like to have an opinion that is worthy of merit and worthy of being read out loud, you can follow the link in the description below to my Patreon. Thank you very much for everyone who has supported or will support or who wants to support but can't afford to. I appreciate every single one of you. You are all great and lovely and wonderful. I'm getting over my allergies, as you can kind of tell. I sound better than I did last week, but I'm still a little bit boogery. I apologize for that, but we're going to try our best. So, without further ado, this month's question was, what is the worst genre of music? So, first of all, for Kronos, I'm a strong proponent of anything can be music if you try hard enough, but there are some things I just don't get. Probably the stuff that gets to me the hardest would be things that just feel like they're intentionally trying to sound bad, or like they're just notes instead of a coherent song, or noises instead of a coherent song. And while there are offenders in many genres of that, the genre I feel does that most consistently and actively, tries to do that more, is the really jarring dubstep stuff. Like, I love the influence the genres had on other stuff, and when it's mixed in with other things, or made in such a way that it can actually be, musical and enjoyable to listen to, but the worst of it just sounds like someone took a music theory class and somehow got offended by it and decided to invent a genre that intentionally doesn't follow any of the lessons from that. No, it's very true. I feel like this is something that happens in art of all kinds when people who are still developing in their talent first kind of realize that you don't necessarily have to follow the rules and conventions and then just purposefully try to break those and claim that it's art, which sometimes it can be. Sometimes you absolutely can break the rules of convention, it can be art, but sometimes it just makes stuff that sounds like noise. And sometimes that can appeal to some people, and sometimes it doesn't. I agree that stuff that just sounds like noise is not usually very appealing to me. Stuff that's too complicated is not usually appealing to me, but for some people it can be, I suppose. For Claude, whatever your favorite genre is, well, Claude, your opinion is shit. Japanese J-rock Vocaloid songs are the epitome of music. Fuck you. Dustin, does ASMR count? I hate ASMR. I'm not necessarily sure if ASMR counts as music, but it certainly is a thing. It certainly is a thing, and I think it has its place. I think it can be used to calm people down quite effectively. I think it can be used in other things. But for the most part, ASMR is just talking really close to a mic, which is just kind of off-putting for me. For the most part, I think it's kind of weird as well, so your opinion is not shit. For Greyman, I feel most modern rap nowadays is just a bunch of wannabe gangsters trying to be edgy as they rap about fucking bitches and whores and eating pussy as they put a swear or slur on every other word. There's some actual quality out there, though. It just doesn't make up the majority of what people listen to nowadays. Now, back in my day, I was all about that Soulja Boy. It's true. It's true. Soulja Boy is the epitome of rap music. I am not a huge fan of rap music, so it's hard for me to have an opinion on this one. But Dragon is a big fan of rap music, and he shares a lot of your gripes. He specifically likes to talk about the new genre of rap, which he calls mumble rap, because the rappers aren't really even putting like any real like sense of rhythm or pacing on. They're just kind of going, and I feel much the same way about what you're saying about the actual words that they're using, which are just kind of lame, in my opinion. There's so many more interesting things to write songs about. Then again, I'm a huge fan of emo rock, so it's kind of like the polar opposite of modern rap in terms of lyrics. So your opinion is not shit. For Jonathan Hummel, now I don't like mainstream rap at all, but the small town nerdcore artists have done a lot to change my opinion on that genre, so if I had to pick the worst, I've got to go country. It's always doom and gloom. My horse died, wife left me for a cow, and my favorite pickup truck just died on the side of the highway sort of stuff. Now, I like listening to some Johnny Cash on occasion, but he kind of borders on rock country. I'd take the twangy Goodfield bluegrass style over modern country. So, you're talking about kind of a mishmash of various country tropes, which are all very true. I would like to take your thing when talking about modern country and kind of spin it into talking about something that interests me very much, which is party country, or what some people dub post 9/11 country, because they're really two different genres. Stuff like Johnny Cash, older stuff like that, is a very more traditional style of country. Dolly Parton, stuff like that is a more traditional style of country, which I don't mind at all. It's not like my favorite, but it has my respect. But then what happened is 9/11 happened. And 9/11 allowed a subset of artists to kind of take off kind of the Keith Urban kind of vibe, where they have essentially taken this feeling that the United States is under attack and have really bolstered their own patriotism and really used country to glorify the United States of America. And that kind of evolved into the almost like party style of country where you got your red Solo cups and your fucking girls, but everything's shit at the end of the day because your horse died and your wife left you. So yeah, no, I agree. Your opinion is not shit at all. Modern country is weird, man. Modern country's weird. My pseudo brother-in-law loves modern country, and I don't know what to do with him. No, I can appreciate some overstimulating music like breakcore and what have you, but putting it to metal just absolutely turned me off. Scary. I don't even know what breakcore is. I'm really behind on the times. I will say this for the next. I'm gonna move over to the next opinion because they're both kind of share similar ideas, and I'll tell you both together what my thoughts are. Because for Inquisitor Thomas, possibly death or black metal, or one of the even more niche metal subtypes. Typically, when it comes to genres, I'm not a huge fan of. I can appreciate certain songs, but with heavier metal genres, you might have a pretty decent or great instrumental, and the vocalist just starts gargling gravel on stage. No, I fully agree with both of you. There's some metal that I don't mind. There's a band called In This Moment that has a female singer, and they're really, really cool, but they know when it's the time to sing a little bit more normally and when it's the time to really do the gargle your spit. Because a lot of the time as well, like, metal just kind of loses me a little bit simply because of the fact that I can't understand what's being said, and at some point, if I'm not really paying attention and listening to it, it just dissolves into noise. For some people, it might be a very listenable genre. For me, it's not a very listenable genre. And this comes from someone who likes rock music. I'm the biggest fan of rock music. It's what I was raised upon. I can enjoy some metal. Some metal gets a little too heavy for me. So your guys' both of your opinions are not shit. So after just making everybody mad today by claiming everything but rock and roll is bad, which is true, thanks for joining me. I will see you all next month. I apologize. This video is a little late this month as they usually tend to be, but I will hopefully be on time with the next one, especially as we're gearing up for the next Higurashi release. I'm gonna try to get it out by the end of the month. I have some extra help this time, so I'm hoping that we can get it out a little bit sooner than the last couple, but it's gonna be another really long one. So thank you guys for all bearing with me, and I hope to see you all very soon. Have a great day, and goodbye.
Special thanks goes out to my priests of the hog and my elder hog prophets, Adra, Chronoton, Eshok7, Greyman, Jonathan Hummel, Casey and Moore, Ventus Agri, and Xavier Pena. Thanks a bunch, guys.